Oh, this was moments ago.
Javelins, a lot of them too, and I guess that's helping a lot.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please go ahead.
How are you?
How are you? Nice to see you.
Good. I have a question for you about one of your pals, one of your friends. Text messages were recently released from the January 6th committee sent by Sean Hannity on January 6th. In it, it appears that he's contradicting what you were trying to tell your staff that day, and at least text messages to one senior staffer. Do you still consider Hannity a friend and ally?
Well, I don't know what messages you're talking about, but I think he's a great gentleman, a very talented person. Gets fantastic ratings.
Why is he all sweaty?
He speaks well of me. He agrees with what I'm saying. So I really don't know. I haven't seen
text messages.
Oh, I haven't seen him. No, I haven't heard about him or seen him. No,
but he was. Oh my God.
Mr. President, during your whole administration, the slogan "Promises Made, Promises Kept" resonated. Last year, you promised to roll out a social media platform that all Americans can jump on to secure their voice. Just 2 weeks ago, you rolled out Truth Social.
Yeah.
Would you please comment on the success of this rollout and how significant it is in our culture of communication?
Well, I think it's been an incredible success. I mean, yeah,
Almost no one can even get on it.
of people trying to get on, and we're doing it very slowly. You know, you open something like that. I had hundreds of millions of people. All of a sudden, we had nobody. We had no voice, and now we're going to have a very strong voice again. We have tremendous, as you see, and we're getting tremendous reviews too on the platform itself. But it's
no, you're not, dude.
Opened. People are getting on, and they're loving the product, and we're getting a voice.
I mean, they literally cloned Twitter.
Well, we'll be doing it pretty soon. I wanted to hold on a little bit, but people are loving it, as you know. And I love the fact that we got the word truth. Truth is a great word.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Right now, the app, as of this morning, the waiting list is closing in on 1 million people. Has that even exceeded your expectations?
I thought it would do very well. I've done very well in this world, and
The answer is no. Trump thought 200 million people would sign up.
happy about. They love it once they get on, and the list of people wanting to get on is record-breaking.
Not really.
Yeah, please. Hi.
We're seeing a lot of bravery from Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky.
Whatever his name is, right?
Zelensky. And, you know, he's not abandoning his people, he's staying and taking up arms with his countrymen. If you were in a similar situation as president, would you take up arms like Zelensky?
No.
Well, you know, you never know about bravery. Some people think they're brave and they're not brave, and other people don't think of themselves.
Yeah, Trump's going to take up arms, guys. Oh, my God. Get the hell out of here.
And he's being tested at the highest level, and so far he's really shown great leadership and great...
Guys, it's obvious just from this. Trump has been told to stop praising Putin and has been told the people are on the side of Ukraine. Someone clearly got to him.
We won't have to need that too much longer, because maybe things can end. This should not happen. This should never have happened.
And Putin he said that he thinks that Putin will kill him. Do you think that's true?
Well, that's what he thinks. I believe he does think that, and it's probably true. But he's showing great bravery.
What was the question?
Mr. President, the Department of Justice under your administration opened up basically a China espionage initiative. Now the Department of Justice has shut that down. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm surprised they did. We were very careful with that. And China, as you know, is a very big player, but it's a...
Sir, have you ever urinated on anyone in Russia?
Ways, especially in that we had it very well shut down, and now they're opening it up. And I'm surprised to see that. I don't think we should be doing that, but that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. I think it's a big mistake.
Pretty good questions, huh?
Yes.
Confident in the election integrity measures that have been instituted by certain legislatures, and in Pennsylvania particularly. Are you concerned about this fall?
Well, a lot of things are going on in Pennsylvania. As an example, many subpoenas are out.
The evidence is coming out any day, guys.
Corruption that we've all seen, that I've seen.
Any day.
When you look at the ballot harvesting, that has been like hundreds of thousands of votes, and this is just now coming out, and we have it on tape. They have it on ping.
16 months later, we're finally going to get the evidence, guys.
And it's conclusive and it's determinative. But Pennsylvania knows, as you know, over the last 3 or 4 months, they've become very active because they found out that I believe they found out
now that it's 2022, they're really getting active at figuring out what happened 2 years ago.
I don't know that they're fixing it. I think they're finding out what happened. more importantly right now, because you really have to find out what happened in order to properly fix it. And I think they have some very good leadership right now in Pennsylvania and I'm not talking about the governor who doesn't want anything to do with it because he understood what happened. But we have some very good Republican leadership in Pennsylvania, and they're finding out tremendous things that took place during the
Guys, I'm starting to think the evidence may not be about to come out. I don't know about you guys.
Pennsylvania and other mostly swing states, probably other states also.
This is
but
delusional.
They focused on the swing states.
Mr. President, how concerned are you that China might move on Taiwan based on what's happening right now with Ukraine? And are there also concerns?
Well, the virus came from China, and it never should have happened.
Well, to go back in and reunify.
But we did very well with North Korea, as you remember. We were supposed to go to war with North Korea.
Yeah.
We never came close.
And then
I got
we
along
fell in
with
love.
Kim Jong-un very well. We had a very good relationship. A lot of people
And
say,
then
oh,
we
it's
fell in
terrible
love.
that he had a relationship. Well, we had a very good relationship. We got along. And we didn't have nuclear holocaust. We didn't have, because he has a lot of nukes and a lot of different, we know exactly.
Wait a second. Does North Korea actually have the ability to deliver a nuclear warhead? What is he saying? I didn't think North Korea had that capability. Like, what is he talking about?
I've been saying for a long while now that, look.
Wait a second. Does Trump wrongly think North Korea has the ability to launch a nuclear missile? And the fact that they didn't, he thinks is because of him? Is it possible that's what Trump believes?
In Ukraine right now. I think when Putin saw that and when President Xi of China witnessed that, I think he has a whole different design right now than he would have.
What on earth?
That. I think they looked at that and saw it grossly incompetent. Losing soldiers.
You know, when I was president, Kim Jong-un went 4 years, didn't launch a single nuke at the United States. Yeah, but sir, does he have that capability? Well, I don't know, but he didn't do it.
Behind having the military move first, I think it's one of the most embarrassing moments, and I really think that's a contributing factor to what's happening today in Ukraine. And I think it's going to also lead to a similar thing happening in Taiwan. They wanted to get the Olympics finished. The Olympics are now finished. Let's see what happens. You know, yesterday bombers.
I actually do agree that it strikes me as something that China would be all of a sudden saying, hey, let's think about Taiwan. I've been saying that for weeks. I actually agree with Trump on this.
Chuck Todd said the other day, how come, he was talking to Blinken or somebody, he said, how come this never happened in the 4 years that President Trump was there? That was a shocking question, and they were unable to answer that question. Someday I'll write a book and I'll tell you why it never happened, but it never happened.
Mr. President, there's a very, very important question to be asked. What is the one sanction or the two sanctions that have not been implemented to stop Vladimir Putin that you would implement given a Trump presidency?
Sanctions. Now you have to understand, sanctions are very expensive for our country also. But the one that people are talking about, which is very, very severe, as you know, is SWIFT. And that just really destroys a banking system of a country. It's a very big step, and we'll see whether or not that step is taken. But
it is.
Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people could die with this, and this could spread to other countries, and it could spread throughout the world. I mean, this could be a world war. Something has to be done. Should have never started, and it did, and something has to be done. So that would be the one that seems to be.
They did it.
On most people's minds.
Well, they did it, so you should praise Biden, right?
That seems to be the one
so
that's
given the situation
the most
now,
powerful.
what should be done? If you were president right
They
now,
did it. They did it.
The situation is what it is now, which you say it wouldn't have gotten here. What should Joe Biden do? What should Biden
He did
do?
it.
I think I know exactly what should be done. Number one, we shouldn't be here. But on the assumption that we're here, and that's a big assumption, but it's happened, there are things that he should do. I would rather not tell him under this forum. I don't think it's appropriate to say that, but there are things he could do that would be very strong, very powerful, and I think would end it pretty quickly. But remember this, we are the greatest nuclear power. When I was in office, I had it rebuilt, modernized, and also rebuilt our military, also started Space Force, which has a lot to do with what we're talking about.
Space Force.
But we're the greatest nuclear power. But Russia has an almost equal nuclear power.
This is beyond
And
parody.
China is 5 years behind, but they have very substantial nuclear power. We all have to be very careful.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you all. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank
Hope
you
the
very
family's
much.
doing well. Hope the family's doing
Thank
well.
you all very much.
Thank you.
And we will
Love you too, Mr. President.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Did you guys hear that?
The battery.
Someone said love you too, Mr. President. That was weird. Very strong journalism questions.